Listen, stop taking bad advice from your single friends who have failed in their relationships. What's funny is most of these friends are single, in and out of struggling relationships, or they sleep around with a lot of different people. How can you take advice from people like that? It doesn't make any sense. At the very least, take advice from people who have good luck in dating or are in strong, stable relationships or marriages. But don't get me wrong, not all people who are in relationships give good advice, and not all single people will give you bad advice. I'm talking about single, toxic people who have messed up in their relationships in the past, and no one wants to be with them because of their characters. Those are the last people you want to take advice from, because they will ruin your relationship by giving you bad advice. Because maybe they'll advise you from their own bad experiences. Because there's a lot of people out there who were in relationships, they were doing the wrong things, but they never wanted to admit that they were wrong. They were in toxic relationships and they were the toxic ones. So they haven't learned from their mistakes. So in their own minds, they were right for the wrong that they did. And they're going to use that same advice and give it to you. So when you do something wrong and you have problems in your relationships, they're going to encourage you and pamper you and say that you did the right thing. And they'll continue pushing you to do the wrong thing, misleading you with wrong advice. And there's a lot of jealous people out there. They might be jealous of your relationship. They might be single and you're in a relationship and they don't like the fact that they're single. Or you're in a better relationship than them. They might not be single, but you're in a better relationship than them. Maybe your partner looks better than them. Maybe your partner has a better character than them. Maybe your partner spoils you more than their partner does. Maybe your partner gives them attention more than they give you attention. You see, maybe your partner has better qualities. Your partner has better this, better that. So they're gonna start getting jealous and try to destroy you, even if they're in a relationship already or they're in a marriage. So a lot of people don't like that. And some people know how to give you good advice, but they intentionally give you the wrong advice so they can see you mess up. And it's mostly females who do that. Not that I'm being sexist, but it's the truth. It's mostly females who get jealous of other people's relationships. Men, very rarely do they get jealous, but they only get jealous when they can't get women. They struggle to get women, or they like your woman. Maybe they find your woman attractive and they can't get her. Or they're just jealous of you in general and they're jealous of your happiness. But most women, the jealousy comes from wanting. They start comparing. Oh, I want a guy who does this for me. I want a guy who does that for me. And then you get other people who genuinely want to give you good advice, but they might give you the wrong advice because they don't have enough life experience or relationship experience, or they didn't fully understand your situation. So they get the wrong end of the stick and tell you something wrong, and that's going to lead you to destruction. Or they understand your relationship, but they tell you about the wrong actions. Oh, play hard to get. Oh, stop talking to that person, then they're going to respect you more. Oh, find someone else to make that person jealous. So when you do things like that, that's going to destroy your relationship. So it's not always about seeking advice from people. Sometimes if you can't get anyone good to give you advice, you just have to follow your own instincts and just follow your own ways of running your relationship. Because when your relationship breaks down, these same jealous friends are going to laugh at you like, ha ha, look at this fool. People don't like the word fool. They say it's a strong word, it's an insult, but it's the truth. If you listen to someone's bad advice and they give you bad advice intentionally, then you're a fool. They will see you as a fool and you should feel like a fool too for following the wrong thing. You should have enough wisdom to know and discern when someone's giving you good advice or they're giving you fake good advice that is actually bad advice. So like I said, if you can't get good advice, follow your own instincts, because that's how life is. Sometimes you just have to fight for yourself. It's not always about seeking advice from people to run your own stuff. You can just, I'm not just talking about relationships. I'm talking about finances, business life, decision making. Sometimes you have to deal with things yourself. That's how the world is. Even animals know how to deal with their own relationships. They do whatever they want. They're not going to go to another animal and say, how do I do this? How do I do that? They just do it. Most they'll do is work as a team. So human beings should be like that too. It's not always about taking advice from people. Run your relationship yourself. Stand up and fight for yourself. Fend for yourself. That's why they call it fend for yourself. You're supposed to fend for yourself and fight for yourself. And now I see why a lot of married couples don't like having single friends around them. It's either they have no friends or they have friends who are also in relationships or marriages. Yeah. Because they don't want to attract any of that toxic energy. They don't want any home wreckers coming around wrecking their relationships or marriages. And it makes sense. It's sad, but it's the truth.